Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin momentarily. Please turn off all cell phones and other electronic devices. Please note that this event will be live streamed and recorded. Thank you.
Is to keep the Army's forces strong through the retention of America's sons and daughters, our soldiers. I realize that since the birth of our Army before America was a nation, soldiers required advice and counseling to decide the proper course of action in doing their part to defend our nation. My role is to tell the truth and to honestly represent my country and the soldiers I serve to the utmost of my abilities. To do less is to forsake my duties and my fellow career counselors.
I wear the Career Counselor badge with pride and full knowledge that this very symbol epitomizes our nation and our duty to sustain America's fighting force. The musket on my badge symbolizes the courage of our forefathers and the role of the Army in defending our nation. The eagle represents the spirit of the American people that we defend and whose soldiers' careers have been placed in my trust. The olive branch on my badge is the most important part, for it signifies peace. That is the goal of every American soldier.
My commanders and senior leaders will be assured that their soldiers are afforded the most effective counseling available. My superiors will not be burdened with my duties and responsibilities. Loyalty and honesty to superiors, peers, and subordinates are my credentials. I will exercise initiative, integrity, and the courage to convey the Army's story, good or bad, to all those who serve with me. I am a career counselor, by choice an advisor to soldiers, leaders, and peers. A trusted intermediary that will never forget the professional aspects of my existence.
I am a career counselor.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Fiscal Year 2026 Secretary of the Army Career Counselor of the Year Competition Award Presentation Ceremony. Today, we gather to honor excellence, dedication, and unwavering commitment within our ranks. The host for today's event is the Director of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General Marcus S. Evans, accompanied by the 17th Senior Army Career Counselor, Sergeant Major Enrique A. Rose. Please stand for the singing of the National Anthem by Sergeant First Class Adam Struby from the United States Army Chorus, and please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Colonel Rich West.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I invite you to bow your heads as I pray. Almighty and gracious God, Thank you for the privilege of gathering today to honor the remarkable men and women who carry out their mission as career counselors with discipline, grit, and grace. We thank you for the hard work and dedication to duty that strengthens our Army and their commitment to their mission, which we celebrate and honor today. Bless and keep safe our service members around the world, especially those in harm's way. Steady them with purpose, protect them, and remind them of your presence. And bless these proceedings, I pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, competitors, and attendees joining us in person or virtually, today we gather to recognize the unwavering commitment and exceptional achievements of these career counselors representing the regular Army, Reserve Component Transition, and Army Reserve. These dedicated professionals have surpassed the highest standards in support of one of the most critical missions within today's Army, retaining our soldiers. Their tireless efforts have directly contributed to retaining experienced and highly qualified soldiers, individuals who will play a pivotal role in sustaining our Army and leading it into the future. Through their guidance, mentorship, and steadfast dedication, they ensure that our forces remain strong, resilient, and prepared for the challenges ahead. Their impact resonates far beyond the present moment, shaping the very fabric of our military community. Let us applaud these remarkable individuals for their outstanding service and commitment to our nation. Today, we gather to recognize a select group of these non-commissioned officers, individuals who have risen above their peers, demonstrating unwavering dedication and exceptional abilities. In addition to their success at retaining quality soldiers, they have competed and won at multiple levels, engaging in fierce competition and representing their commands to the highest degree. The retention program of today is a multifaceted support system for our soldiers and their families, comprised of career counselors and leaders in collaboration with various Army and external agencies. The soldiers standing before us epitomize excellence, high-quality performers who ensure our Army remains robust and retaining ready and resilient troops. To each of the competitors before you today, congratulations on making it to this level. You represent the very best of our Army retention program. Your tireless efforts have significantly contributed to the strength and readiness of our Army. At this time, please welcome Sergeant Major Rose.
Lieutenant General Evans, distinguished guests, friends and families, welcome to FY26 Career Council Year Competition. As has been said before, this is the epitome of what we do each and every day, retain America's fighting forces. As we continue to transition into a new Army, these career counselors continue to evolve and be at the tip of the spear on what we need to get done. You have been charged with retaining our soldiers, retaining those quality warfighters that will keep our nation safe. So continue to be great leaders. For you 26, or 25, I'm sorry, that have been in this competition, I applaud your effort. I applaud your leadership. I applaud your commitment to excellence, because what you guys have done is second to none. We continue to evolve. You guys continue to lead. You guys continue to inspire, because you're not just an NCO. You're not just a career counselor. You are a vital member of this team, and you are the conduit between that soldier and our Army. So I applaud you for everything that you have done. Continue to lead the way, continue to stay up front, and continue to lead the fight. Now, you guys have heard me talk all week about being on time. This is a competition. This is a business trip, and you guys represented well. Every competitor here did what they need to do. They kept their emotions in check. They led from the front. They represented their commands extremely well. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Although we had early mornings and late evenings, you guys continue to show up and show out. Iron sharpens irons. Leaders lead. And you NCOs are true leaders. So I'm not going to belabor this because we're not here to hear me speak, but I am honored to introduce our guest for today's event, Lieutenant General Evans.
Hey, first off, for the sergeant that led the national anthem, what a beautiful rendition. Thank you so much for that. For everybody that pulls this event together, starting first with our protocol team, thank you all for doing these things with such professionalism and grace. You all just make it look easy, and these things don't just happen. Sergeant Major Rose, for you and your team that works with this group of non-commissioned officers and sponsors this competition each and every year, and more importantly, your leadership, your personal example, and how that just permeates across this group of career counselors. Thank you for what you do. For the members of the Army staff that were able to get away from the Pentagon a little bit, and General Blanchard, thank you for being here today. Sergeant Major Daly, appreciate everything you do for the Military District of Washington Command and how you represent the broader non-commissioned officer corps. Awesome to see you here today. On behalf of the Secretary of the Army and the Vice Chief of Staff of the Army, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you today for this very special ceremony, where we have the opportunity to recognize some of the finest non-commissioned officers in our Army for their extraordinary dedication and excellence as career counselors. This award was first established in 1975, during a period when the Army was rebuilding. Career counselors then played a vital role in that effort, retaining the absolute best soldiers and non-commissioned officers to sustain the all-volunteer force. More than 50 years later, that mission is just as critical. We are currently at another inflection point, one that demands aggressive transformation across the Army. We are fundamentally changing how we organize, train, and fight. None of that matters, though, without the right people in the right positions at the right time. And that's where your leadership is absolutely critical to our Army. This group today represents the full breadth of our Army. Some of you began careers in the infantry, military police, combat engineers, mechanics, medics, or supply specialists, and I could go on and on. You served as recruiters, drill sergeants, platoon sergeants. You led before becoming career counselors, and you continue to lead. Several of you have combat deployments, and you served across the total force. What stands out to me is a shared commitment to excellence and an unwavering focus on the soldiers and the Army that you serve. Getting here has been no small feat. 4 winners will be announced here shortly, representing across the entire group components of the Army. Each of you competed in a demanding multi-echelon competition that began several months ago and ended this past week, testing through board presentations, the Army fitness test. I think some people had really high sprint drag carry scores. We had several that were really close to maxing it. All of that is an example of you all's dedication and focus on being the best soldier and best leader that you can be day in and day out. The fact that you are sitting here today speaks volumes about your character, your commitment, and your competence. In an era of continuous transformation, career counselors, you non-commissioned officers, are the connective tissue between the force that we have today and the force that is required in the future to fulfill the purpose of our Army, which is to fight and win our nation's wars. Every single day, you help ensure that we retain the best soldiers so that our units and our Army can deliver ready combat formations when and where the nation needs them. And you have been delivering. As of April, the Army is extremely close to achieving its fiscal year 2026 retention mission. Sergeant Major Rose, I think we're really close, and I'm going to leave that announcement for our Army senior leaders to make pending mission accomplishment. This does not happen by accident. It happens because of leaders like you all across the force doing your job with purpose, competence, confidence, and skill. Every soldier that you retain becomes a living example of the benefits of service. In my mind, it is generational leadership. In that way, you are not only strengthening the profession of arms today, but inspiring the next generation to serve. This award was born during a time of rebuilding. We are now transforming as an Army, and the actions that we take will determine our future success. Your work ensures that we have the right soldiers and the right leaders to meet this moment. Every one of you has earned the right to be here. And again, on behalf of the Secretary of the Army and the Vice Chief of Staff of the Army, thank you for everything that you do for our soldiers and for our Army. This will defend.
Sergeant Major Ortiz, please join General Evans on stage for the presentation of the awards. The fiscal year 2026 Army Reserve Component Transition Career Counselor of the Year will now be presented with the Sergeant Major Jerome L. Pionk Excellence in Retention Medal. This year's winner is Sergeant First Class Maria Sanchez. Sergeant Major Oduro Boafo, please join General Evans on stage for the presentation of the awards. The fiscal year 2026 Army Reserve Career Counselor of the Year will now be presented with the Sergeant Major Jerome L. Pionk Excellence in Retention Medal. This year's winner is Sergeant First Class Roberto Santiago. Sergeant Major Rose, please join General Evans on stage for the presentation of the awards. The fiscal year 2026 Regular Army Career Counselor of the Year will now be presented with the Sergeant Major Jerome L. Pionk Excellence in Retention Medal. This year's winner is Sergeant First Class Abubakar Callow. The fiscal year 2026 James R. Bragg Senior Career Counselor of the Year will now be presented with the Sergeant Major Jerome L. Pionk Excellence in Retention Medal. This year's winner is Sergeant First Class Alyssa Licata. General Evans will now present all 4 awardees with the Secretary of the Army Career Counselor of the Year plaque. General Evans will now present all 4 awardees with the Meritorious Service Medal. Please remain seated during the publishing of the orders. Attention to orders. For exceptionally meritorious achievement during the fiscal year 2026 Secretary of the Army Career Counselor of the Year competition, resulting in their selection as the fiscal year 2026 Career Counselor of the Year, their outstanding performance reflects great credit upon themselves, the Office of the Deputy Chief of Staff, G1, and the United States Army. Signed, Brian S. Eifler, Lieutenant General, United States Army, Deputy Chief of Staff, G1. General Evans now invites all competitors to join him in front of the flags for a group photo. Thank you, General Evans, Sergeant Major Rose, Sergeant Major Oduro Boafo, Sergeant Major Ortiz, awardees, and competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of the Army song. The words can be found on the back of your program.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's hi, hi, hey, the army's on its way. Count of the cadence loud and strong. For where we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. We invite you to come forward and congratulate our awardees. Thank you for your attendance.